Well, hello everyone and welcome. This is a very quick video because I just had a league race that turned out to be 3 league races. But anyway, we're here to talk about qualifying for the Brazilian Grand Prix, and in the end it was Lewis Hamilton who managed to get pole. He set a time of 1 minute 7.281. Vettel just under a tenth slower in the Ferrari. He'll be alongside Hamilton on the front row. Bottas third, and Raikkonen there in 4th, Verstappen 5th, Ericsson 6th. Yes, that's right, Marcus Ericsson is going to start the race in P6. Leclerc, his teammate, getting beaten by Ericsson by 2 tenths in the end in P7. Grosjean 8th, Gasly 9th, Magnussen in 10th. Ricciardo qualified just behind Verstappen by 0.02 of a second, but because he's got that penalty, the 5-place grid penalty, of course, he'll be down to P11. Perez 12th, Hulkenberg 13th, Sorokin 14th, Sainz in the Renault in 15th, then Hartley, Alonso, Ocon in 18th after that 5-place penalty, Stroll in 19th, and Van Dorn in 20th. And yeah, a bit of a mixed up field there, a little bit down beyond the Ferraris and the Mercedes, but yeah, it wasn't the most straightforward of sessions because Hamilton did block Sorokin and Raikkonen. I think it was Q2, so the stewards, I believe, are looking into that, or I'm not sure if they will, because obviously they need to determine if Raikkonen and Sorokin were on laps. But Vettel was called into the weighbridge, and apparently he didn't turn off his engine, which is something that all drivers need to do, and apparently the scales are broken and he's broken the rulebook there, so who knows what kind of penalty the FIA will give. But yeah, I've got some people here to also talk about that qualifying session, and who thoroughly analysed it, and who are watching every single second of that session, that intriguing session that no one should ever miss at all, not even for a cheese sandwich. It is Jack Meir, the Welshman, Time for Pace, and David Wallbank as well, I do believe, who is also here to talk about that qualifying session. So
if I may start off by saying, boy, Vettel, you're a fan of him, and how are you feeling after all this?
Well, if you can hear me now, I'm actually going to type in to the FIA website and actually see what they've been, or the F1 website, and see what the results are, because it is 9 PM UK time, so it's been about 3 hours or 4 hours after qualifying, so sure. Oh, here, yeah, there we go. Vettel avoids penalty for weighbridge incident.
Fuck.
What do you mean?
Right. I can look more into it. I'm on autosport.com, by the way, is the
Oh well.
the website, so that
So
they're
let's
all
talk about
official.
qualifying then.
Well, Charles Leclerc got into Q3, obviously I support him, so I'm happy. I don't care. Well,
Yeah.
Charles Leclerc for a podium.
One driver I was surprised about was Max Verstappen, because in practice, through practice 1 I believe, he was the fastest. But he's qualified P5, so I don't know if it was just him going fast in that one session, or everyone else started ramping up.
Yeah, I think the Red Bulls really suffered with the Renault engine and everything, because although it's at a slight high altitude, it's not the crazy figures that we got in Mexico. But just looking into Vettel, it says here, Ferrari Formula 1 driver Sebastian Vettel has received a reprimand and a €25,000 fine, which is basically pennies really, to him and Ferrari. Yeah, after a steward's investigation into his behaviour at the weighbridge. So yeah, that's what they said about that. But no news on Hamilton, and Hamilton's actually said that Sorokin was disrespectful for some reason, even though it was Hamilton who seemed to cause the fuss. So that's interesting anyway. But yeah, behind those guys, Ericsson's P6. I mean that's well, I mean he's starting P6. That's crazy.
Is he ahead of Leclerc?
He's and it's 2/10. It's not like they were separated by thousands.
Yeah, I see. Leclerc had a bad lap. Sometimes you have bad laps.
Yeah, although I have to say Leclerc was very impressive in Q2 because he thought he could go quicker and he pulled out a fantastic lap at the end there. But yeah, I mean that's interesting because Ericsson, of course, his F1 career is pretty much over, I think. But well, who knows if he performs really well in the race and into Abu Dhabi. Not for 2019, but definitely maybe a consideration for 2020 and beyond, I think. So, yeah. Yeah. So Raikkonen, of course, has that 2-year contract. So after 2020, I think Raikkonen should retire, and then we'll see who gets the place there if Ericsson's still around. But yeah, going into tomorrow's race, it's going to be so interesting. So what do you guys think will happen?
Top 6 explodes, Leclerc wins.
Well, yeah, I don't know. If there's rain, then that could be interesting.
Yeah, because we do know how strong Sabres can be, because evidently last year they did get points in their very horrible car.
Yeah, indeed, and I believe they got.
We know how good Vettel is in the rain.
I don't know why you're laughing. His first victory for Red Bull was in the rain in Shanghai in 2009, so he has one. And also his first ever win in 2008 in Italy. So yeah, I don't think it's
straight lines.
Okay, well,
so Germany.
Well, Hamilton was never in that race, I have to say. But anyway, look, okay. Vettel has won races in the wet, okay, and I think personally, anyway, the Ferrari isn't suited to the wet conditions like the Red Bull, so.
If there is rain, I think Verstappen might take it.
Verstappen, you know what? I think if it was that kind of conditions last year or maybe 2016, I think Verstappen definitely would have been in the mix to win. But I think, like the Ferrari, the Red Bull, I don't think suited to the wet conditions. Otherwise, Verstappen would have been right up there in Hungary qualifying and in the race in Germany, so where it has been wet. So I've got that down in my mind. I think Mercedes is the best car in the wet. That's what I think anyway. But yeah, we'll have to find out if it does rain, of course, because usually it doesn't rain, even though they say there's a percentage of a chance it will rain. So yeah. Ricardo, starting from P11, how do you think he'll get in?
He'll get past the midfield and then his engine will blow up.
Yeah, P6 and then...
Yeah, he's going to have the curse.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, it's pretty much guaranteed at this point, unfortunately, for Ricardo.
But who was it that got P10 again?
I think it was Magnussen.
Yeah, I think he's going to have a very bad race like he would usually.
Yeah, I mean, it's difficult to predict because the conditions are very strange, and if it does rain, of course, then that's, yeah, even more of a unknown there. But Sirotkin, I've just learned that Sirotkin actually responded, by the way, to Hamilton, and Sirotkin said that Hamilton did nothing wrong, so apparently that won't be investigated. So the top two is going to be Hamilton and Vettel. I think Vettel is going to really go for it into turn one like he did last year on Bottas and take the lead, hopefully. Just to make things interesting. But of course we still have the unknown about the tyres.
Do you reckon Mercedes will give Bottas a win instead of Hamilton?
If it was a Mercedes 1-2 at the start, or at the end of lap 1 and Ferraris were behind, Yeah, but I think the Ferraris are too close for them to manufacture something as artificial as that. Unfortunately for Bottas, I really like him to see him win a race, but I don't think it was meant to be this year.
What was his last race win was in Russia, wasn't it? Last year.
It was actually Abu Dhabi, final race, 2017.
Oh yeah, final race. He hasn't won a race this season, that's insane.
Yeah, but looking back at it, he should have won China, he should have won Baku, and he should have won Russia. So there's 3 races I can already think of that he should have won. Maybe he should have also won in Germany if he had a chance to challenge Hamilton for the win there. But we all know what happened there.
He 100% should have won in Russia.
Yeah. So, I mean, if he did win those races, he definitely would have been, in the mix for the championship. So, oh well. There's always next year. But then again, I think that's really demotivated Bottas, because if you look at his results, they've been awful. They've been on the verge where I think he should be sacked. But, who knows? He's a number 2, and number 2's, he's doing his job now, but the constructors' battle is very close. Mercedes only 50 or so points ahead, so if Ferrari outscore Mercedes by about, I think, 15 or 20 points, then it goes to Abu Dhabi. So that's on the line there.
Definitely be interesting.
Yeah, I think it's going to be fascinating to see what happens there, and for the sake of actually having some kind of championship on the line, I'd love to see the constructors go down to the wire in Abu Dhabi. But yeah, I mean, I think Mercedes, if it's a normal race, then I think Mercedes will wrap it up, because I think if Ferrari finish first and second, Mercedes are behind. I think they still wrap it up, I think so. But I'm not too sure. I need to look into that. So that is the end. But before we go for this video, I think it's time to predict, or make a short prediction for the race results. So I'm gonna say Vettel for the win. I'm gonna go Raikkonen second, Hamilton third, Verstappen fourth, Bottas fifth, and considering that Ricciardo is going to retire, I think Leclerc will be in P6, then Perez 7th, Ericsson 8th, Grosjean 9th, and Hulkenberg in 10th. So yeah, I do think Ricciardo is going to retire, so that's what I think will happen. So I'll hand it over to Time and Mr. Wallbank.
I'm a man of ambition. I don't like the boring results, so I'm going for Kimi Raikkonen to win the race.
Oh.
Bottas in second, and then Hulkenberg in third.
What?
I would love that.
Yeah, I think
love
everyone
that,
would.
yes.
Everyone would love that.
Well, we're doing this P10.
Yeah,
Okay, so
P10, yeah.
P4.
Oh, you
Okay,
can do whatever you want.
And then my boy Charles in fourth. And I reckon Sainz in fifth. I reckon that's going to be top 5.
Interesting.
I reckon Vettel and Hamilton are going to retire.
Or first lap
Boom.
collision, or going into turn 1.
Maybe. Yeah, first lap collision. Whack it to a first lap collision. I reckon that'll be interesting. Yeah, that's my predictions.
Alright.
If I was to choose, I'd... Wait, does Hamilton have a penalty? Because I think so.
Just
Come
looking
on.
at the thingy, I don't think they're investigating. I'm quite shocked, but yeah, nothing's been said so far.
Yeah, because if he has, then I don't think he's going to win it. But if he doesn't, I think he's going to win it. Then second will be Vettel, third Raikkonen, fourth Bottas, fifth I'm going to say Carlos Sainz. P6, Charles Leclerc. P7, Hulkenberg. P8, Grosjean. P9, Ericsson. And P10, I'm really trying to think about this. Daniel Ricciardo. I don't think he's going to retire. I think it's going to be Verstappen.
Interesting. That's a bit of a, yeah. I mean, you know, Ricardo P10. I think P6. I think if he is going to finish, he'll finish 6th. But
Yeah, he does have a new
yeah.
power unit, right?
Oh
So-
yeah, that's true. I guess.
Just have to wait and see.
All right, is Mr. Warbank gonna make a prediction?
Yeah. Mercedes walkout. Hamilton first, walkout second.
Okay.
Verstappen third.
Mhm.
Followed by the two Ferraris, Vettel first, Raikkonen, possibly Leclerc sixth. Grosjean 7th, Hulkenberg 8th, Ericsson 9th, and Perez 10th.
Interesting. So, a varied mix of predictions there. So, I think one of us has to be right in some place that we put drivers in today. But yeah, I think we shall, or I shall end it here anyway. So, yeah, thanks for watching. This is the first video, hopefully of many, looking at real life F1, because I've hardly done that on this channel in a very long time. So I hope you do enjoy it. If you did, then please do leave a like and also subscribe if you already haven't. And yes, until tomorrow for our race reactions, thank you for watching, and until next time, goodbye.